Good morning. My name is Vita Sadanandan, and today is the 19th of March 2026, and the time is 6:37 a.m. And the area of body I would be maintaining the health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the region of the triceps. Now, the triceps um, is the third part of the upper arm, of third part, third of the four parts that I divided the upper arm into in maintaining health of. In my own schema, to maintain health, and we have a body that's human. Um, I have a body that's human, and um, the idea comes from that a human body is at least a live human body at least has head, neck, shoulders, the spine, and pelvis. And a live body has so much, and then plus or minus limbs. And I have limbs. So I divided my body in kind of segregated to maintain health of, categorized into 41 parts, 40 of them into four parts each. And the tail plus schwa is the one part which makes the 41st part. But the thing is, sticky outy bit, man. But it's tucked inside our body. So it's not really sticky outy, but has a function which is quite unique. The thing is, I've put this calendar up on my website, www.dynamicstillnesses.com, on the page named Dailies, on which is a calendar. And for today's date, the calendar for this month, and for today's date is mentioned upper arm triceps. Okay. And I thought I maintained health and I could do more regularly this maintaining health. So I am doing a live. So I am practicing what I created, the calendar that I created. And as I'm doing maintaining the health of my body, if somebody else also would like to maintain their own health, and a lot of people don't know about the Nirbeeja Yoga style. So since I'm the founder, facilitator, proprietor, coach, and as I'm doing this work to the extent possible at a point in time, because a lot of people don't know several fine details and basics, intermediate, advanced, there is it's an entire method of yoga, uh, quite original. And I facilitate original humane intelligence in a world functioning by artificial intelligence. So that's a whole lot of stuff people don't know because I made them, kind of reinterpret. It's a little bootstrapping of existing ideas, but in a way that I found that, several missing pieces, several links are missing. For example, there is Australopithecus and Africanopithecus, and there's this Lucy connection. How is this? So there are several missing links in our human understanding of how life came about, what is reality, several questions. And I have been finding answers from my own perspective, and I came up with also Nirbeeja Yoga in maintaining health, my own body, from which I facilitate health clinically too. And I notice life showing up in ways that other methods of healthcare haven't been able to see the human body the way I'm seeing. Yeah. So we have six blind men in the elephant. Am I another one of those blind people? Or I'm seeing stuff. I'm actually seeing the elephant and the lion and the human in a way other people are not. So might as well share it. Yeah. And this is how I maintain my health while I continue to facilitate health clinically. So, do join me if this is making sense. You contact me, then we will be able to become more informed through nature's original information technology. It's called Prakriti, Purusha. Um, so that is nature nurture. So this is quite original information technology because I'm from the realm of the unknown. No, no, no. I am from the realm of the unknown and figuring things out and make and talking about things people haven't heard about before. So I'm speaking about the realm of the unknown. Yeah. So it's called yeah, Sur and Asur. Okay, we will go into those details. Okay, the at about sound sign that makes the internet. also has an A with an at about. Yeah. So I'm talking about that A. Yeah. So from A, or rather, one that comes before A, and then I'm talking about A. So we can look at A with a little more appreciation and go up. We are go, no go. We are all in the same planet Earth. And nature is having a go, no go. Apparently, people went to the moon, but now can't go. Yeah. So there's this go, no go, this movie called Hidden Figures, which is speaking about human being able to fly off to anywhere. Yeah. So A is quite important character. Without it, the alphabet doesn't start. Nevertheless, and it's in small letters. So, how is this related with the triceps? When you listen to stuff you haven't heard of before, your elbows are some parts of the body that goes through um, kind of existential angst. Can't say just existential, it's more maintain the balance of, because you have left and right sides. Those who have arms and have elbows have left and right concerns. Whether or not you know it, your elbows are making slight movement to get to balance between the equations, to figure out how to process this information, new information, where to put it, on the left side or right side. Yeah, and how to then put it together in such a way that the information is all um, digesting or getting things together. That's why they call it the elbow grease. Yeah, those who have elbows. But nevertheless, if you have a body that's human, you have the material to, you know, have the material for the elbow grease. So your engines are moving on well-oiled wheels. You're alive, your body runs on wheels and they need oil. Now, those who have limbs will notice your elbows moving in particular manners. Those who don't have elbows, yeah, would notice at least your diaphragm moving in a particular manner because the elbows are kind of close to related by the elbows. Oh, excuse me. When I start talking and people are listening, they listen in very interesting ways, and I get sniffle. I'm I've been working on this during the 2 years of the pandemic. I used to do these lives on Facebook. Yeah. So there are some things that I'm noticing, and then how you go beyond those challenges is also how you continue to practice what you started practicing on the lives. So I should have just continued from there, but then I discovered certain things. So I will apply my method so that there is work-life balance. Yeah, because I love my life, because I'm married to life at my work, and I need to bring a balance between life and work. So I'm not doing life thing at a different time and work thing at a different time. Yeah. Now, all right. Elbows. Yeah. Triceps are the region before the elbows. Now, if not for the triceps, our biceps would be having a little space beneath it, and then the elbows, which is like a ghosty figure. Yeah. But no, triceps are doing a good, important job. And it's called a triceps, which means three muscle bundles held together into one bundle. Three parts held together into one bundle. And the three parts are not just strings, they are bundles of muscles held together in one, and it's called the triceps. And we have two of them on the left and right. That is, those who have two limbs have two, left and right. Those who don't have limbs have a human body which still has an area of body that would have functioned if they had limbs, which means it's kind of like there is a phantom presence or that part of the body which would function if there were limbs. And the human body forms from a common template. So life has been, finding there are values from different composition. And so over several cycles of evolution, there used to be giants. So those models have been tried. There used to also be tiny humans. So those models also have been tried. And then we have our model with many sizes, but not giants, not tiny. Yeah, but those models are also there in figuring out what it takes to live a life in the multiverse. Yeah, because the human body has a potential to live a life in the multiverse. And to see in what size or in the what range of sizes will there come this common sense on human bodies are designed to live in life in the multiverse. Yeah. So while there is a gravitas of the matter, while gravity has an effect on the same human body, it takes some intelligence to arrive at just the right size, where the sweet spot where you actually see what this whole thing is made for. And then we don't lose ourselves in technology or in just the nature stuff. You only live by nature or you live by technology. So over time, I found Mighty Conscience, which includes technology and several other esoteric and earthy concerns. So somehow we've arrived at a sweet spot at this point in time over lifetimes of trial and error. Yeah. So I'm talking about Nirbeeja Yoga as in yoga for for evolving the human body experience, though the human stages of development into humane beings. Yeah. Because otherwise we've had the Dashavatara and Dashami cycles with different violent characters also, but different stages of development, but haven't been able to somehow come to Shanti, as in peace. So peace in the pot, 9 days old. This is, I don't know how many cycles, how many times Earth has been trying to arrive at the right size. Yeah. So they say Krishna is the eighth child, and then there is a ninth. Yeah. And there's this movie in Malayalam that's named Nine, talking about Eve. That whole story is about Eve. And the Shri Chakra has nine avarnams. And then I'm talking about a 10. Yeah. So 10 as in there's this ground zero, the whole cycle. And then there is a nine avarnams. Yes, that makes for a nice 10. Yeah. So we don't know the 10 bit. So I'm telling about it. Yeah. Otherwise, we have tension. Yeah. Okay. So we will ease some of the tension so we can get a little more hold of everything, everything, or at least a nine, zero, no, 1 to 9, and then there's zero, to form the 10. Yeah, where did I lose it? Okay, okay. Um, and then when we include the number 10, it becomes 11. So Ekadashi. So 0 to 10 becomes 11. And we have the Ekadashi. Yeah. So we have our number systems are very interestingly placed. So we wouldn't go to the number system today because that would be part of another of the four methods of yoga that mighty medicine intelligence functions by, also called the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Saman Veda, Atharva Veda. Yeah, our own interpretations of them. So, and all these weaves have a say in how life and limits in the multiverse, or depending on how the weaves are coming together and how we understand how they're coming together, is also how over time mighty medicine intelligence arrived with the original humane intelligence facilitation solutions with a range of body sizes and different activities. Yeah, all right. Now, the triceps, a combination of three muscle bundles to form one bundle. Excuse me, I got my sniffles, but I'm going to continue practicing. Right. The triceps, about the region above the elbow, functions easily when your diaphragm is functioning at an ease because the diaphragm upholds the rib cage from below it. Yeah, like Matsyavatara or Vamana. Again, not Vamana. Vamana, Tingu Tingu, Mahabali. The thing is, you're into Patala. The Varaha. It's also care. Wild boar. Varaha is also care. Wild mother. If the diaphragm is not kind of maintaining the uplift, upholding the otherwise downtrodden, our lungs and heart will have a saggy moment. Yeah. And the lungs would have more dead space. Yeah. To uphold it, Our human body needs to care for mother too. Yeah, wild boar, kind of, also fish. All right, we won't go into that. Yeah. When the diaphragm is functioning, whether or not you have elbows, you have a diaphragm. Yeah. Good, nice correlation. They are collateral relationships. Yeah. Now, your elbow is a good, nice point of reference because your triceps are above it. And triceps are three. If you have two arms, two upper arms, upper limbs, you have two triceps. Yeah. Now, bring your attention to your elbow and pay attention to the midsection of your body, the upper midsection of your body, which is where your diaphragm is. Now, these are buddies, okay, diaphragm and elbow. And you're going to maintain the region of the triceps from this frame of reference because some people may not be able to feel their triceps as much because if they haven't been working out and don't know about working out their triceps, they may not even know where the triceps are. Yeah. So we may be having a little gaps in our understanding or experience of the human body and what we need to take care of. Yeah. So we may be taking care of some parts of the body, but not other parts of the body. And so the health of those parts may not be available or easily available to live our life from. So that's like a company having many departments, and you don't know you have some departments or that they are functioning or how they are functioning. So your company functions according to what you're aware of. Yeah. Now, try and take a little deep breath. That would also move the diaphragm because the diaphragm is below the lungs. So when you take a deep breath, the diaphragm moves because it's below the lungs. And the diaphragm goes up and down. But along with this, what moves is the rib cage. And the rib cage is connected to the shoulder girdle, is connected to the spine because the whole skeletal structure is of one person. Yeah. So when the rib cage moves, shoulder girdle moves, spine moves. And when the shoulder girdle moves, your arms move. Yeah. And when your arms move, your elbows have a different movement. Now, the thing is, the muscles are related with the bones. When the bones move, muscles move. When the muscles move, bones move because it's part of the same structure. This is called cooperative coexistence. Yeah. So, if we consider a body to be made up of several kinds of microbes, like several kinds of people holding hands, and our body is maintaining as one structure, our hand doesn't go walking on its own. Yeah. When the hand goes, the rest of the body also goes. Yeah. So, that sense, oh boy. Yeah. Pay attention to um, the whole structure because try pay attention to your breath again because that will help your whole skeletal structure to kind of get a little felt sense of how they're all together. Yeah. And when your breath is easy, you can pay attention to the movement of breath, the chest expand, contracts. The rest of your skeletal structure and muscles also move together. When I move, everybody moves, kind. Yeah. All right. Now, maintaining all the people, all the departments of our body together, uh, while we continue to breathe. An alive body breathes. Yeah. So your breath is quite hand in gloves with the forces of life. Yeah. Excuse me, sniffles. Now, try and bring attention also to the back of the region of your lungs. Yeah. When you're breathing, notice how the back also moves because the back also has muscles and your rib cage continues all the way to your spine. So it's a cage, it's a round kind structure inside which is your lungs and heart and other tissues. Yeah. Lots of details. Now, being aware of this rib cage is very important because the frog is in the wellness of the rib cage. That's why it's called ribbit. Yeah, frog. When they are describing how the sound of the frog, they say ribbit. Yeah, rib cage. When the rib cage is fine and you can feel the movement of your rib cage, the frog is well. The frog is also um, your friends, your relatives, your organizations and groups that you're a part of. When you breathe, they also breathe well. Yeah, because well, you have your life and nicely caged. It's like a treasure house. Yeah, good. We have a rib cage, and we have a spine, and then we have pelvis, and we have shoulder girdle, and we have neck, and we have head, and we have limbs. Very important. Now, the triceps. When your rib cage is moving fine, there's a diaphragm beneath, there's a lung inside, yeah, above it, and you have your liver and different other organs below the rib cage. So the rib cage, the diaphragm is maintaining the nice dance, up and down dance between the the organs above the diaphragm and the organs below the diaphragm. And when your diaphragm is moving, your elbows also have a movement. And when the elbows are moving, triceps are also moving. Yeah. Now, the thing about the triceps is without this set of muscles, which is holding its the three facets of this muscle bundle, is between the front and back. Yeah. So two sort of holds front and one holds the back. Yeah. So when you say do your, strength, when you're trying to um, show your biceps, yeah, if you have this hanging portion, like what do you say? You have this like bat wings. Yeah, you move your arms, they go shaky, shaky. That's also because the down portion, that shaky, shaky part, is also where a part of the muscle is not as well maintained health of, maintained the strength of. And when they go a little saggy, they go shaky, shaky. Yeah, they may not be as well maintaining the structure, the strength, and the holding up the system kind. They may be a little saggy, saggy. And so the area of life which the triceps can make available can strengthen. It's like a house with reinforcement. And there are these different muscles. And when they're supporting you from the back, one part is supporting you from the back. Triceps has three muscle bundles. When they're supporting you from the back of your arms, and again, every part of the body has a correspondence in the physical structure of the body, like the head, neck, trunk, pelvis region. Yeah. When they move, they also have a certain correspondence in the body because that's the human body structure. Now, over different kinds of people, yeah, life has also been life department, earth department has been figuring out how much or which, when you then optimize also, sort of, then has the human body have the intelligence enough to live in life in the multiverse. So these Shrishti optimization activities are happening on earth 24/7. We are all on earth. Yeah. So people of different compositions, yeah, are inquiring and contributing by how they are living, how they are making life better with the composition of body they have. Okay? Everybody have their own job in the whole scheme of things. So you have limbs, somebody doesn't, it's not an advantage or disadvantage. You are required to be of that composition in that geographical location, maintaining health and facilitating health and living life in the multiverse. And that contributes to Earth organization, Earth dotting, in doing the job that Earth is in existence for. Why in the world do we have life? Because life makes something available. And when you have life and have a body that's alive, you are contributing to the organization, to Earth, to universe, multiverse that has life in the whole scheme of things. And people are still looking for where else do we find life? So there's a reason for all of that. Yeah. It's all about enlivening life in the multiverse. But It's a for-profit organization, clearly. Yeah. And a good system called life didn't just form overnight. So, what does it take? What's the benefits of life? Still under inquiry. Over time, humans formed. And now we have the human body structure, while we have the other contributors that gave rise to also the human body, and then to optimize it. Yeah, Shishti optimization. Now, on that context, I'm sorry, I got these sniffles, but that's also part of how the human body functions. Also, we got fluids too. Ew, a little leaky system right now. Now, oh, right. Now, when you pay attention to your tongue, for example, there's a hyoid, but it helps when you pay attention to your tongue. There's a certain central gravity that helps your head be more upright on your neck because the tongue is on the hyoid bone, which is between the head and neck. Yeah, that junction. So when you pay attention to your tongue and to the base of your tongue, you're maintaining a certain connection between head and neck. And then the neck is on the shoulders. Yeah, so your center of gravity is also helped by where your tongue is. When you're aware of your tongue, you're maintaining a certain center of gravity, like your tail maintains a certain center of gravity. Your tongue is also a tail, but without a spine. Yeah, but as a bone on the basis of which it is alive. Yeah. And the base of the tongue is also like a firmament. When you can be aware of the base of your tongue, what you speak is from a firmer, nalige bigirdu matadu. Yeah. So that is, hold your tongue a little firm as you're speaking. Don't just let it be waggy. Yeah. So when you're aware of your tongue and at the base of the tongue, you are more in touch with the hyoid bone. Yeah. So the connection, the nut and bolt between the head and neck is more together. So your head and shoulders are all functioning well by the valley, yeah, bottleneck that holds the head and shoulder together. Now, when your head, neck, and shoulders are all functioning more together, your triceps are more at ease, kind of. Because you also need to be aware of the back of your arms or at the back of your body, yeah, because the muscles at the back of your arms correspond also with the muscles at the back of your body. It's like a plane. There's like these axial um, um, coronal plane, um, transverse plane. Um, so there's a vertical plane, there's a horizontal plane, and then there's a transverse plane. Yeah. I'm not getting the words exactly right now. So I'm speaking with the words available. Maybe who are listening to me have a certain um, set of vocabulary, and I'm speaking from the available vocabulary of people in the room at this point in time. Yeah. So look at just go on Google and look up the planes of the body, anatomical planes of the body. So you will be a little more informed on how the human body has been observed over time. So the elbows, the back muscles of the triceps corresponds with a certain plane that also includes the back muscles of your body, your trunk. Yeah. So birds of a feather flock together. Body parts on one plane complement each other. Yeah. So whether or not you have limbs, those muscles are doing the job on that plane. So we have many planes. So you see how rich we are? People talk about lands and how many acres of land they have. We have a nice planet or planet, which is also your body. And you have many directions by which you have your planet. Yeah. Okay. Now, the back of your arms, just above your elbows. We will work with at least one of the muscles of the triceps. We would still be doing good. Yeah, you have kind of covered a little grounds, but then I'm like from a VA hospital. Yeah, war veterans, veteran administration hospital, where we need to learn to help each other. And we have a body that's human, and different people have figured out how to maintain health by their own perspectives. but they are not there right now, like available right now while I'm doing this live. So I'm doing the best with what I have from my perspective. We kind of would cover the human body. Yeah. And we will be better, healthier over time because it's spread across a calendar. Yeah. Now, the back of the arm, just above the elbow, yeah, would be a certain muscle which, if you try and squeeze your back of your arms, like if you're trying to lift a weight, yeah, and lift a weight from the sides, left and right sides, the back muscles of your arms, just above your elbow, tend to go through a squeeze moment. You will feel that muscle a little more. Yeah. Try lifting a bottle, for example, left or right, left hand, right hand, from the sides. Then this muscle would squeeze and it's part of the triceps. Okay. And then um, there are a few muscles there, but then they're all cooperatively functioning. Yeah, we'll just have to work with some details. And then there are small details and there are big details. But nevertheless, if our body is functioning a little more healthier from a certain anatomical orientation, you are still intellectually also doing well because your understanding of your body is finer. At the same time, your ability to feel these parts of the body becomes finer. So it becomes easier for you to maintain health. Yeah. Because awareness brings forth a wealth of information which otherwise may not have you have the benefit of having a body that's human. Yeah. Now, uh, I, for example, from college went on there was an exhibition in this medical college. They opened it to the public to for students to have a look, and that's where I got to know I have a body part called spleen. It was there in a glass jar. I mean, I've read about all of I may have read about it, but why would I think where in my body it is? I mean, is there a textbook? Okay, there's lungs and thing, and your ability to feel may not be directly related with your reading text, but you may not connect what you're reading with your own bodily experience. Yeah, because of many reasons. So you are having a little education. You're getting to know something you didn't know. And I've like from been educated from um, LKG, UKG, all the way to college, and I didn't know I had a spleen. Yeah, or I may have read it somewhere. Yeah, but that was like, oh, we have a spleen like that. So textbook didn't cover a spleen, or it was newly discovered. I don't know. Okay, that's bad. We've had a human body since some time. Spleen has been part of a human body. Yeah, so you got to know about something you didn't know before. Now, pay attention to the back of your arms again and notice any sense of no tension because a lot of people don't exercise this part of the body. So they're not likely to feel tension there because it would be so flabby, flabby loose. Yeah. So if you're not feeling tension, try and lift a little weight, like a water bottle. Yeah. Slowly, slowly, slightly lift up the bottle in your hand and then put it down at level. Yeah. Like slowly lift. Okay. And then put it back. That will at least help you be aware of there are muscles to contract and relax. Okay. And then if you can feel those muscles without needing a bottle, then you're a little more aware of that part of your body and the muscles of that part of your body. Okay? So next time you're lifting a weight or you are doing some work and you notice these muscles contracting, then you know you're able to do that work because these muscles are also contracting. So that may not be the only muscles contracting. But maintaining the health of your body, your ability to lift weight, your ability to maintain balance. When you're walking, you tend to say slightly tip a little forward, then the triceps also kind of hold you back so that you're maintaining a balance. There's a certain function with that. Yeah. Because the back part of your body helps hold the front part of your body. And the front part of your body front plane of your body holds the back plane of your body. So people may, if you're only going to be walking straight and upright and have not tried a little balancing act, you go between, you shift weight between left and right sides, between front and back. You don't really know how these different muscles are holding your ability to stand upright. And when the strength of the back muscles, yeah, including your arms, the entire back plane muscles are not strong enough, when you're walking, your balance tends to be not so good enough. Yeah. So while all human beings are standing on the same 2 feet, stick figures, the delicate ankle feet, our ability to stand upright is maintained by so many muscles. Yeah, all cooperative. It's an entire country like India standing, yeah, it's standing on point. The India country is like a ballet dancer standing on tippy toes. But this is just like one toe, like a mountain pose, kind of. We can't say mountain pose, but on point, on a point, like a geodesimal location. Yeah. If you open your GPS, you'll get a location when you're searching for a place. And that's a kind of like a um, oval structure, but standing on a point, yeah, on a sharp angle. So human beings are a little bit like that. Only we have 2 feet, but we walk with one leg while we lift the other leg. Yeah. So we can also stand on one leg. That is those who can stand on one leg because their body is maintained enough, balanced enough to be able to stand on one leg. Otherwise, you could tip, lose balance. So that's also one way by which to maintain health. But your triceps are also participating in this whole balancing act. And when your triceps are maintaining health, the structure of the strength of the triceps, then that is one more muscle who is supporting you in maintaining your balance. If you're not aware, it's like you're not being aware you have a team member, you have a teammate. And then you're functioning like, oh, I'm alone. I only have to do these things because your back surface, you're not holding your back. You're not backing your own experience because you're not aware of your back muscles. Yeah, you have a backup plan. You do. You have a body that's human. You got a lot of muscles. And not being aware of who's behind you, a whole lot of people. Who's in front of you, a whole lot of people. On the sides of you, a whole lot of people. Who's above you? You got your head. You know how many little curves, grooves are there that makes your head, that neocortex. Evolution has taken a long time to form that structure. And who's below you? You should just check your feet. You should ask reflexologists, yeah, what they've discovered about the feet. Buddha's feet also is talking about that feet didn't form overnight. Yeah. It's got 26 plus 26 bones, 52 Shaktipita, your feet. So you're covered all directions. Yeah. You only need to be aware of your muscles. And you got a lot of people over several cycles of evolution who form that body that you have, that you're standing on. Very expensive enterprise, this human body. So maintain being alive and healthy and eating well and eat food fit for humans. Try and reach out for vegetables. That's how nature, vegetables can only grow on earth. Yeah. And plants have taken some time. Wood is an element which is found only on earth. Yeah. Other planets have other elements but don't have wood. So eating plants, wood material, has you have the advantage that Earth has yet that other planets, stars, galaxies haven't yet figured out. So eating plants, wood, is an important part of maintaining your girth, your abilities to stand up as a human. Plants stand upright, animals walk on four limbs, have a little more woody material, at least plant material, roots, uh, tubers, greens, branch, yeah, twigs, for example, fruits, seeds, plant based. They are found only on Earth. Yeah. And your back and front and sides, plants maintain their upright posture because they have so many structures. You will be a little more aware of your human body when you have plant based structures because they are nature's patented products. Tomatoes, They have a certain bit of information, byte of information, which when goes into your body maintains certain structure of your human body, which eating animals will not make available as much. Yeah, because animals function by a different logic. They may not have eaten vegetables in some time. Yeah, so when you eat plants, plant intelligence becomes part of your intelligence. Yeah, that is just there. It's you just have to take it, wash it, and munch on it. Yeah, animals don't. Not even if you eat animals that eat plants, there's a certain logic. Yeah, you better eat more plants unless you're in a place where you cannot have plants growing because there will be more frozen queens there who are more. Um, I'm not going to melt. Life has not been kind to me, and you watch the movie Frozen. You have some idea that some ancestral spirits have been a little, I am not, it's like this idea of Teka in the movie Moana, where the heart was stolen and then goes wild, becomes Tefiti becomes Teka. This is the case of things went a little off and the spirit became frozen in time. And then love is not available as much, gently, mindly, carefully available. And so you have a little wintry seasons and not so much melt. Yeah. So you be kind enough to have some vegetables more and have the body composition of a carer. Career. You have a good career when you can care enough about the work you do and care about yourself, people around you, and future generations. Your warmth of presence helps people around you have a pleasanter experience, and the snow melts over time. Hearts melt well enough over time so that they are not being frozen queens or fiery, coal laden, what do you say, with blood boiling. Instead, they will have a more warmer presence too, because humans have mirror neurons. When you function humanely kindly, other humans are in some way inspired to be humane kind. And then we'll have more Dalai Lama smile people, where the whole body is smiling. Slowly, slowly, the light shines through. The warmth is more present. And the wintry snow, yeah, more melts, and we'll have more temperate climate and then more tropical climate. That's how I've been maintaining health in this part of the globe. Um, because I discovered the COVID pandemic was having us become a little frozen queens and then, won't step out, won't connect with people and having a difficulty. So I started warming up my own genes. So I don't know to the extent that my genes go. I don't know from where all my genes came, my body's genes, genetic material. So when I'm warming up my genes, wherever my family members came, family ancestry comes from, their genes are a little more warmed up and they are having DNA updates from the insides. Yeah, nature's original information technology. ये अंदर की बात है या अंतर्यामी. So I am improving health of our composition from the inside. Now you also start. So where all your body came from, genetic material, whatever contributed to you, they will begin to have little more humane presence and not want to form microbes that's wanting to kill you or eat you alive. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Warmth. Pay attention to warmth, softness, moisture, any sense of relaxation about your body. You're at least warming up to being a humane being over time. And then there are other fine details. It's called time, circadian rhythms. Um, you need to pay attention to several details, flora, fauna, seasons, and um, uh, what you put into your body, how you metabolize it, then what you do with that information. So you need to have a life where you can document stuff, where you are doing something with the education you have. Otherwise, you're um, it's like you're generating energy, but nowhere to go. Yeah, that will be another kind of a trauma. Yeah, you have potential, but no application of the potential. So you're like, so doesn't work. Pay attention to warmth, softness, moisture, and any sense of relaxation, while your muscles in the front of your body, back and sides, are having their own workload. Yeah, and Go about your activities for today, whatever you have in your calendar. Hopefully, you have things listed in your calendar. So your life is more relaxed, where you can just do things by the calendar, and your body can be free enough to be mindful, aware, kind, and appreciative of life, of the present moment. Otherwise, you're busy thinking about what's the next thing you need to do and not able to be well enough because your intellectual processes are all engaged in what you need to do. So get your stuff onto a calendar. Download all that stuff in your head, including phone numbers. You have memory in your contact list. They will hold the phone numbers. You're going to keep it all in your head. Who's going to do the work of being aware of you being alive? You're busy managing data bits. Download, free up your hard disk, your body's hard disk. Store up all that phone numbers and let those phone numbers be on your phone so that you can remember other things, like, for example, how to be alive and not just surviving life, and what activities to do by which to have, for example, remember you need to eat more vegetables and a variety of them, otherwise you're popping pills, to make it easy for you to remember phone numbers. Be like, come on. Yeah, become a little more intelligent. Okay, this is how you be intelligent. Download free up your hard disk so that you have space enough to be alive and be appreciative of the present moment. Lots of activities happening in the present moment. Life is happening in the present moment. So this became a little head maintenance, but your triceps are more easier because not it's your triceps are on maintaining your existential angst because you have more downloaded all that information. So your triceps can be doing triceps work instead of keeping you alive. Yeah, because your different departments are functioning so that your triceps can then do triceps work, which is some work in and of itself. Quite some work, but your departments, you need to be doing their department work and not compensate for other departments not functioning as well. Yeah, so make your life easier. Be humane. There's so many benefits to being a humane human being. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Let's see how the same topic about maintaining the triceps area shows up in the evening between 6:30 to 7. Yeah? Because the morning time the sun is just rising up and people are just beginning their activities. So physiology, our brain, our thought lines according to our geographical location, and I'm sitting in South India. Yeah? And we've just had some rain yesterday. So the weather is different. Um, how the geography is functioning is different. What people think about is different. So all that affects my physiology and my thought lines. So in the evening, it's a different time. The sun is more setting. People are you're more resting after their entire work. Morning, they're just starting work. So evening, they are more resting after work, so to speak. So my physiology is functioning differently. And so what I speak, and then also who's in the room, depending on who's in the room. So there are many influences. So what comes out of my mouth would be different at different times, different days. Um, if you're, say, for example, having a one-to-one discussion, say on a Zoom meeting, and I can actually talk with you, then I would be narrowing what I'm speaking to who's in the room, and while there are many other variations, but there would be a little more, a more narrowed, more specific conversation. So, um, so who's in my room? Contact me, and then you will have those specific benefits from having a one-to-one with me. Yeah. Or even if it's a small group, it's still a small group. Not, I don't know who's sitting where because I can't see anybody right now. But I know I'm under the influence of also the software. But you being in the room, in the meeting, brings a specificity which you not being in the room does not bring. Very fine detail. And then what happens when we are having a one-to-one, say in-person conversation? So where we would be in the same geographical location. So the benefits from that. So we are so we're not influenced by a variety of geographical experience on our human physiology. So a lot of details there, but we still have begun the conversation about the experience of being human, what it means to be human, what is possible from being human, what are the blessings from having a body that's human, why are human beings created over time. And at this point in time, us all functioning together, wherever we are all on the same planet Earth. When we are functioning humanely, what becomes possible in the multiverse is that life tends to live in the multiverse when we are more together, giving it together, and functioning humanely. Yeah, because compassion is a natural selection. Uh, Charles Darwin found that compassion is a trait that nature selects too. There's a natural selection by compassion as a trait. So when we are functioning by that, um, complementary passion, compassion also, yeah. So we're not just, yeah, we're not burning out, not having those, um, you have to do it all alone, or you maintain your department from your location on Earth. I maintain from mine, and then we work together. Humanity cross boundaries. Several things possible. At least our muscles are more relaxed in knowing that we are not alone. And the more you're paying attention to the muscles, the people of your own body, you know there are your people on the same planet Earth. That whether or not you can see them, you maintaining your muscles makes sure they are coming online and beginning to start doing their job. And over time, you'll see softwares, for example, or some products coming up, which will be complement to the work you're doing. That's how you cultivate the market. So that the market is making stuff by which you can do your work, by which you can add value to the whole scheme of things and live in life in the multiverse over time. Okay? So I'm also cultivating a market while I'm doing this. I'm making sure we are all having the capacity, the human body capacity by which to live in life in the multiverse. So I'm just doing my job. I'm just minding my own business. Um, if you'd like to be part of a community where we would have specific discussions about it, please click on learn.dynamicstillnesses.com. LEARN dot DYNAMICSTILLNESSES.com, and see you there. Yeah. Once you click in there, drop a hi and hello. Yeah. And then we will begin the conversation. Let us know you exist by typing a message and letting us know you exist. Yeah. Because your messages, your opinions matter. And as you improve the values, as you become better, what you speak, what you express also becomes better. So continue practicing writing, typing, and expressing what's going on inside you. Hopefully in words, because then you author your life by what you write or type. You become the author of your life. And then you have a say in the matter of life. So learn, yeah, write. You could be learning, but you also need to write to then be able to express it, to sign, to make your signature, which has a value. Yeah. So self worth. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.